everyone. This is Paula. How are you? I hope you're having a great Sunday afternoon. And what I am doing is we're going to finish up this book. It's not going to be a long video because there's not much to do. So I got sari silk out and pressed it and secured any seams. And that, is about it as far as what I've done. And I went ahead and pressed it and had that ready so we didn't have to wait on me to iron it. So I was thinking, what's the best way to do this, You can't really, if you lay this on top, it's going to make it hard to tie over it, correct? That's what I thought. So I thought we put the strip of ribbon down, make sure it's long enough, tie it, make sure everything looks like you want. And this one is right where I want it. Make sure your spine and everything is very straight when you do this, because we have that spine that is different. I don't know what it's called, but we'll just call it different spine. I really don't know what it's called. If someone does, please let me know in the comments. So this has been a fun book. It has taken lots of hours. It's not been the easiest book, but I think if you've ever made books, you won't have any trouble. And so that's where we're at. Okay. Now, I'm just getting it all nice and straight here. I guess we'll use some Fabri-Tac, but I know it's going to show through with any tape we use. So I'm just going to glue it under where I believe the book is going to be, okay? And maybe on the sides where the spine is, and then we'll figure it out as we go. So we're going to use Fabri-Tac because it's Fabri-Tac, and this is fabric of sorts. And so what I recommend is to lay it where you want it to be. Realize how wide your top is, which is almost the whole thing. And see what happens. So I'm just going to, can you guys see okay? I hope you can. Okay. I'm just going to glue where I feel like the tie should be. And know that it's going to come out from under the book on top. So I don't know how this type of book, whoever created the design for it, I don't know how they decided how to do the tie with the extra thing on front. So I'm going to pull this and let it go down. Now the thing about Fabri-Tac is just don't overdo it and you won't have any problems. And make sure you rub one way. Now, I'm going to have to loosen the rest of this up. I got the front part started where it needs to go, but now I need to get the back done. And keep this straight, where your spine is as straight as you can get it. This is a very limber type spine. I've seen lots of people do these spines, and they're so pretty. So this time you just don't want big blobs, okay? The big blobs would be a problem because they would really go through your... So I'm really kind of spread mine out here and keep it nice and straight as you're going along. I mean the ribbon. Keep the ribbon nice and straight and you shouldn't have many problems. Now, I'm going to do on this, I'm thinking, how I'm going to do this part in the back. Because we have this spine like this, and you want to really keep your book closed in the front. You want to hold it. But I don't think I want to put glue back here. We may stitch a little bit, but I guess we could put one string of, let's do that. We'll do like one strip of glue right here. Not into, don't get it into your spine fabric or ribbon, whatever you used. And I'm not going to put it over there yet till I have the exact location. Oh, got to get lined up again. I'm so tired. Sliding around on my table. It's really not that hard. It's just trying to hold it where you guys can see it. And so I would pull it over and do just right on the rim of your book. I would put a strip of glue to hold it there. You want it to be very well glued on, because you know that's how you get the rest of the look. Okay, now that looks very, very centered right there. So I'm going to do it, let's see, I have to do a little bit at a time so I know where it goes. Come here, come here. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Now if I can really hold this book, that's my problem. I should have put a rubber band around it, but I'm in the middle of it now, so we're going to figure it out. We can't do the other book this way because it has already gotten the book on the front. So okay, hopefully that glue went in the right spot. You can usually tell because it wants to fall where it wants to be, which usually is straight. Now, I'm going to put something underneath. That is, if I can find something to put underneath. Let's just put this extra piece of paper. I just don't want glue, when I lay it this way, to, you know, be in the way. Okay, so now we're going to do it this way. Now, the two ends may not meet perfect. I haven't even paid attention to that. I mostly wanted it to go around the book as straight as possible. And I'm kind of using lines on the music sheet. And I wanted this seam to be in the back. And I couldn't put it anywhere but right here. And I double reinforced this seam because they never have the seams that great. Or at least that's how I've noticed it. Most of the time, if they're stitched well, it's okay. But as far as that goes, so you just go ahead and go all the way over here. And I'm not going to put one on the edge of the front until I know if I need it. Because we don't need it going down there unless we want it to go down there, right? Okay, keep your fingers crossed that we got it as good as we could have. Just don't be heavy with your glue, would be my biggest suggestion. I got to get a wipey here. My daughter's come this weekend with her family, and so we've had a good time. Discovered a great pizza place in Branson we didn't know about. So that's always nice. So we've got these all on here. And I'm thinking now what we need to do is tie this where we're going to have it tied. I don't think we need to go down like that on it, but we really want this part on the edge to cover this sari silk. So if you got edges that aren't quite holding up, if that's what you want to call it, I don't know what it is. Any of the edges toward the front, anywhere that you feel like it's popping up and it doesn't look good. I want to do that so that it's going to be all gluey. Gluey. Is that a word? Probably. It sounds kind of like it's not. Okay, now this looks scary because that's the color. It has red thread. Can you believe that? Okay, I got that one really good, so I'm not worried about that. Now, let me look here and make sure these are doing okay. They are. This is going to be loose, and that's okay. You got to have some looseness there for when you fold it back. Yeah, I like this. I hope whoever gets this book will like it too. I just think it's nice when you don't have to hunt for your, your tie or whatever. And so that makes a big difference. Now, our front tie is a little bit longer, probably by a couple inches. And that's because of that big, ugly knot in our seam in the back. And I was trying to make sure if it wasn't trying to pucker on me. It's not. It's not. But it is trying to glue to the rim, which won't hurt it. We'll just see how we like that. Okay, so I would go with whichever one's the longest is how I would wrap my bow at first. Okay, so I'm going to wrap it around, pull it in. The nice thing is you don't have to worry about it being two-sided with different stuff on it. And I always kind of just hold my book down as flat as I can because we know it's not going to, it's not going to really stay down perfect. It's going to pop back up because there's always extra room. Now, I'm going to go like this and get this going here. Now I'm making a big tie. And this blue a little bit of blue was already on it. Ironing sari silk is really pretty easy. So I think we'll move right on and put the top on the book. But let me show you how it all looks. This is how it looks. This is how it's tied. And then we just glued it here. And then on the rim right here, and the rim right here, and then flip it over and glued it straight the same way. And then now we're tied it. So, it's pretty like that, but we're going to add our flip out book. Now we're going to have to set some, or I'll do it after the video, set some heavy books on it. Now this is the back, and this I want to hold really well. So I'm going to make sure I glue it really well. Get in the corners, you know, not where it's going to overflow onto everything, but you want to get along the edges, otherwise it will gap, you know, after it dries. If the edges aren't glued well, it will gap. Just going by other things that have done it. And so I'm thinking, should we wait and glue the inside one? We're going to do the inside the same way, except when it comes to the book. We're going to do it the exact same way, but we're not going to use ribbon or silk. I don't think we can get much fuller than that, do you? It's pretty full. It's going to come out the sides, be my luck. I don't want it to do that. I want it to stay underneath, because then it gets all over your stuff. I'm going to stand to do this, because we want this to be the ta-da of the book. And I've worked on it so hard, I want it to look good. Oops. Now we want to center it between the top of the book and this lace at the bottom. Okay. You want it straight on both sides. Now see, you're going to have a little extra room here. I kind of allowed for that for the lace on the book. And then over here, it's bigger in the back. So, yeah, this is going to have to be dried and the other one put on after that. And I'm going to put it on the same way, only I won't have the lace. Just going to glue it on, basically heavy glue, and then put books on it. Put some heavy books on it. And I've got major heavy ones. So, yeah. That is basically what's gonna happen. I don't know. I did add the beads. Let me show you those real quick. They're really pretty. We can get the lace out of the way here for a second. No, it didn't want to be, because the strings are pretty short on this. So, but I had these pretty laces that I wanted to use. Let me hold them up. So this has a rose on it, and this is a little pale pink, and then we have a heart. So that's how it's going to look with its bow. And I'll find some charms or something to put on some of that lace that's hanging off like a kind of like a waterfall. And yeah. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I know it was short, but I didn't want to do this without you, because I told you we'd do it together. So I will do the other one on the inside off camera. And then when I do the walkthrough of it, the flip through, you'll see how it turned out. All right, guys, have a super evening, and we'll see each other again in the next video. Bye.